Hey guys, Lindsay here. Welcome back to my channel. So it has been a long time since I've brought you any kind of makeup look that was new that came from one of these little bags. I actually had started to worry that Hot Topic had stopped doing palettes altogether because the last one that they released on their own that I saw was the Polly Pocket palette. And after that, they started selling BH Cosmetics palettes on their website and in their stores, which is actually kind of cool when you think about it if you like BH Cosmetics because Hot Topic always has sales on their stuff. So it's a good way to get some BH product on sale if you want to, just a tip. But recently they've all of a sudden started popping up with these palettes again. I just saw on their website that they have a new Riverdale palette. It's based off of the Serpents, so it's got like a lot of greens and grungy tones. I'm actually kind of on the fence on whether I want to pick that one up or not, just because I actually liked the original Riverdale palette and I'm not really feeling I'm okay with the grungier tones, but those usually haven't been as successful for me in the past for Hot Topic palettes. But my friend Christina Molina, she picked it up and she actually really liked it. So I'm on the fence. If you guys want to see me do that one, I'll put a little picture of what it looks like up. Let me know in the comments below and maybe I'll pick it up because they did have it at my store when I went. But they also had this guy right here. I don't even know how well it's going to show up on camera. There we go. That's a good little thing. It's a Stranger Things palette. So this is not on their website just yet. I just checked right now. It's not on the website yet, but it is in stores. Sometimes they hit stores first. I don't understand why. So if you're interested, either go to your local store or kind of keep checking the website. But yes, you've got the Stranger Things, you've got the kind of the boys riding on their bikes. You can kind of see it in this like glossy print over the black. And then of course you have Stranger Things listed right there. On the back, it does have your ingredients. This is an official Netflix licensed merchandise. It is both cruelty-free and vegan, and it looks like it's manufactured by Taste Beauty. I don't know that I've heard of them before, but maybe they've done some of the previous palettes. I really don't know. And this retails for $16.90, but of course, like I said, it's Hot Topic. Everything is always on sale. Usually you can get like 20% off, even in the stores, or sometimes they're like buy one, get one as far as accessory goes. So just check for a sale, don't buy at full price. So this is officially called the Upside Down Eyeshadow Palette. So let me get a little closer and we'll look at the palette in more detail. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you another little close-up of the palette. So there you go, you can get a really good feel for what it looks like. I really like this packaging. I mean, it's definitely very true to theme, true to brand, and they have a lot of really cute Stranger Things stuff in the store, like the shirt that I'm wearing, this Hawkins High School shirt. I think it's really cute. And then they also have a lot of the fun Scoops Ahoy stuff. So the other thing that I thought was really fun, so here's the palette, and when you open it up, everything is upside down. Hello, there's my dirty table. But yes, so you've got this little image of a Demogorgon, I'm assuming chasing Will, and it's upside down. And you have all the shadow names on here, which are also written upside down. And for whatever reason, when I was looking at these in the store and I picked it up and I opened it, I thought it was a misprint, because let's be honest, some of these Hot Topic palettes in the past have had misprints. And I was like, oh, this one's in there wrong. And I picked up another one, I was like, oh, I see what they're doing. It's upside down, I get it. So yeah, these are your colors. I do actually like the tones in here. I love the yellow. The yellow was kind of one of the things that sold it for me, that they kind of went in with a yellow for waffle. I'm really happy that they did that. And I like some of the prettier tones like Palace Arcade, this purple one, and I'm not quite so sure why they went with a baby pink for 11, because she really, I mean, I know she's a girl, but she doesn't strike me as a baby pink kind of gal. I think it would have been more fun to kind of pull from, she was wearing a lot of those vibrant colors when she finally started to get her own style and, you know, went shopping at the mall. I think that would have been more fun, like an electric pink. And then Christina, when she and I were talking about this palette, she was saying she wished they would have had a red. I do agree. I'm pretty sure in their eyes, this Hawkins shade was, you know, reddish enough. But you know, it's an interesting mix of colors. I'm interested to see how these work. I will say there's already one thing that kind of disappoints me about this palette, and it's these two shades right here, H&L and Waffle. So you can see there's some glitter, and this is reminding me a lot of the Wonder Woman palette, where it had like this glitter layer over the top, but there's not actually glitter in the shadows. So you're seeing it now. And then I will show you what the palette looks like after I've swatched it, and we'll see if the glitter comes off, because I'm pretty sure it's going to. I'm kind of okay with it because I would really rather have a matte yellow than have a yellow with the glitter chunks in it. But it's just one of those things where why do they waste their time doing that? And I'm just gonna have to work my way through the glitter. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover on the palette itself. So let me go ahead and do some swatches and then we'll get into the eye look. Okay, so these are all the swatches. I went ahead and swatched them more from the lighter side, so when you open it up, it would be what's on your left, not necessarily if you flipped it around so that you could read them. So just like I thought, this waffle shade and the H&L shade, the ones that had the glitter on top of them, it is just a glitter overspray or overlay. It is not a glittery shadow. This one really didn't pick up any of the glitter at all. This one picked up some, but it's already kind of knocked away. The other thing I wanted to mention is this shade right here, Upside Down, and this one, Hawkins, they were really strange. They're both shimmery shades, but they took a lot of building up. Those are probably 3 to 4 layer swatches for those two. Especially this one almost came off really chunky, and it didn't want to deposit the color onto my arm. It just wanted to fall away. And this one, I had to really rub back and forth. It was almost like the color didn't want to pick up on my finger, and then again, didn't want to transfer onto my arm. It was very, very strange because some of these other ones, like this one, were really creamy and pigmented. I just did one swipe and then just kind of fixed the edges with what was already on my finger. So that was pretty nice. Not really sure what direction I want to go in with the eye look just yet, but let me think about it and we will get started. Curse of the non-recording strikes again. So I haven't gotten very far. I literally just did one shadow, but it took about 30 seconds before I realized it wasn't recording. So I'm gonna go ahead and just show you what I did on this other eye, and then we'll just keep continuing with the right eye. So I'm just putting on the ABH primer. This is the primer I've been using in all of my looks lately. If you're new to my Hot Topic videos, the purpose that I do with these videos is to try to make these shadows work for me. I'm not going to pretend that they are going to be the most amazing quality, but I would like to get a good look out of them. So I'm going to do exactly like I would do with most of my shadows, which is I do a primer like this and I don't set it. So what I did was I went into Palace Arcade, the purple, with this kind of angled brush, and I just stamped it in a little horseshoe across the crease. Okay, and then I just switched over to a clean, fluffy brush and started kind of buffing the edges. That one worked a little bit better. That side worked better than this one did. This one, what I was hoping for is that more of the color would stay directly in the crease and then it would blend outward from there. I'm gonna try doing it with this brush that still has a little product on it. Okay, next up I wanna switch to a fluffier brush and I'm gonna jump into the pink shade, which is 11. And I'm going to see how this works to kind of go along this upper edge. So again, to kind of help blend out the purple a bit and maybe give it a touch of a gradient. I don't know how well this pink is going to show up, but we will see. It shows up a little bit. It's nothing to write home about, but it works to blend out the purple, which I do like when they at least include a shade that you can kind of blend out. Like I like when they have 2 greens or a darker and a light purple, kind of like they did here with the pink. It gives you something to work with. Actually really pretty. I do like the way that that's turning out. I'm trying to decide what I want to do on this little outer portion though, if I want to keep with the purple or if I want to try to darken it up with some of these colors. You do not have a lot of mattes in here, which is something I'm just realizing. You really only have the pink, the purple, that's it. Once you get rid of the glitter on top of the yellow and gray, then technically those would be mattes, but I'm a little afraid of using those right now. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and just take a little bit more of the purple and kind of stamp it right here on this outer part. And then we'll just blend it outward a bit, just so it kind of finishes off the upper part of the eye. I mean, you can see that purple is actually looking really nice. And then I'm just kind of softly blending this pink around it. And it gives it a nice little gradient. It's actually working well, better than I thought it was going to, honestly. Okay, and then I am gonna take the same brush, go back into the purple, and just add a bit more to the crease in general, but in more of a fluffy manner. There we go. So I am gonna cut the crease mostly just because I'm going to use a lighter shade, and so I need to get rid of some of this purple. I want to actually just stamp the yellow across the lid and see how that looks. So we'll see. This might be a completely bad idea, but I'm gonna just kind of fast forward through using my Tarte Shape Tape to cut out the crease to this where this purple starts. All right, and then we are gonna do the yellow, and I think that it's going to be best just to maybe pop it on with the finger and then fix it around the crease area with a brush. So let's just try that. I don't know what's gonna happen with this glitter. We'll see. It seems like there's still some in there underneath layers, but we'll see. It is definitely a very light yellow. So if you were wanting it to stand out, I definitely recommend a lighter base. This Anastasia primer is pretty light, so this is a good one if you want to try it, but maybe something like a NYX Jumbo Pencil or just a really light concealer could work. Because it's actually turning out really beautiful and bright, but I don't think it would have been this good just on top of like a regular skin tone color. Okay, so that's just the base down. I'm gonna grab a flat brush and just fix it right at the edges. Okay, and then I'm going to just jump once more back into the purple with that fluffy brush. Again, just to kind of soften and blend these edges a bit better. Let's go ahead and jump down to the lower lash line, finish that before we go any further. I don't know if I'm gonna wanna do anything to the upper, so we'll just move down now. I'm going to take Castle Byers, which was the kind of brownish red color. I do think I'm gonna spray this with some setting spray, just so that I don't end up with a fallout mess all on my lower lash line. And I'm gonna stamp this along the lower lash. I'm gonna stop right before the inner part though, and I'm gonna leave that for a brighter color. And then, I don't know if this is going to work or do anything, but I'm gonna take Hawkins, which was one of the ones I said I had problems with. I'm gonna take that on this kind of flat fluffy brush, and I'm gonna try to kind of buff this on the lower edge of that shadow I just put down. It's actually working. It's at least depositing shadow, which is what I was afraid it wouldn't do. Okay, I'm actually liking that. And then just to kind of tie in the top a little bit, I'm gonna take a little bit of the yellow waffle shade on another flat but fluffy brush and just buff that right at the very bottom edge of those shades. So yeah, that yellow is definitely pretty pale and definitely needs some building up. I think just for a little bit of depth right at the lash line, I'm gonna go into the void and just use this to stamp right along the lash line. I guess I probably ought to spray this because it looks like it's gonna potentially have some fallout. So I'm gonna stamp this right at the lashes. Maybe I'll just keep it to the outer portion. So yeah, just right there on the outer part. And then for the inner part, I'm gonna wipe this off real quick. And I'm gonna jump into Babysitter. I'm just gonna pop a little bit of this. Actually, no, let's do Demogorgon. We'll do Babysitter on the inner corner for the highlight. So let's do Demogorgon as this little under accent. Again, I am gonna spray it. I want it to stand out. And it really does help when you spray your brush with these types of shimmers because they aren't the most amazing shimmers in the world to begin with. Any kind of drugstore shadow is gonna be like that. So spraying it is usually your best bet. So I'm just adding that to a little bit of the front and kind of blending it together. I'm gonna take a pencil brush into Babysitter. Pop that right there on the inner corner. Kind of connect it a little bit under and a little bit up. Let me go ahead and finish up this eye. Actually, let's go ahead and pop a liner in first before we go forward. I'm gonna bring in that yellow even more with this one, which is Punch from ColourPop. So that's pretty much everything that I'm going to do on camera, at least. I think I'm just gonna add a pair of lashes, do some mascara, and like I said, I'll finish up this eye and I might do something different for the lips. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, let me do all that and I'll be right back to show you guys the finished look. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. For lips, I ended up doing a little combination of the Lime Crime plushie in Chocolate Milk, and then I topped it with the Lunar Beauty lip gloss in Dreamy. And then for lashes, I went with an Alien Cosmetics pair. I did the style Spaced Out. They are spaced out, just like they say. These are a really good pair for if you really want the look to show through, but you just need a little bit more oomph to your lashes, because I usually do. So some thoughts about this palette. First off, I do have to say that I'm just really happy that the Hot Topic palettes seem to be back. I mean, the fact that they've kind of released 2 so far recently, I'm hoping that means we'll start to see some more in the future. I know they're never like stellar, blow you out of the water type of quality, but for me, I always just love being able to find a piece of makeup that ties into a fandom that I love so much, and I do love Stranger Things. I know I didn't really get to talk about it too much in the video. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't had a chance to watch through the season, but I really did love season 3. So what did you guys think about it? And do you think that a certain somebody is still alive? Because I do. Oh, and if you haven't done it yet, it's a really fun little like Easter egg that they put in there, but you can actually call Murray's phone number. I'll like pop it on the screen if you want to call it. They just did like a little fun recording, but yeah, it definitely ties into what could happen in season 4. So as far as the shadows go, it's basically your typical Hot Topic where some of them are decent and some of them were kind of meh. I still really, really hate that glitter overspray. I wish they would just not ever do that again. As you can tell from the yellow that's on my lid, there is no glitter at all. Of course, some of it probably got knocked onto my face, but it's essentially a matte shade. Why did they have to put glitter over the top of it? I love the purple shade. I think it blended out really nicely, and the pink actually was surprisingly nice, and the two of them together are a great combo. It's perfect to be able to blend the purple out with the pink. I love the way this looks. The 2 shimmers I used on the lower lash, they didn't really stand out as much, and that was Hawkins and Castle Byers. This one definitely is easier to work with. This one works if you're using it with a really dense brush, which is what I did, and it worked just fine that way. Oh, I do love Babysitter. This one was really surprising because it looks kind of like a boring, light taupe color or light tan color, but it actually became a really beautiful light kind of glowing color, perfect for an inner corner highlight. So glad that that's in there. But yeah, definitely happy with this for my first Hot Topic palette in a while. Happy with it, as of course being Stranger Things, but actually happy with the color story because I do really like it. So the purple is definitely my favorite out of the whole thing. So what do you guys think? And what did you think of this season of Stranger Things? Let me know in the comments below. So I guess I will say fair warning, if you are gonna go into the comments, just know that there might be spoilers. So that's your own warning. So feel free to be spoilery in the comments. I don't mind. I'd love to chat with you guys about the show because I really love this season. But yeah, that way it's a warning. If you haven't watched it yet, don't go look at the comments. So that is all for this video. If you guys liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.